Oh. Hey. Yeah.
That was the right song. Y'all are getting it together.
We are celebrating today, girl, because it is Shiva weekend. That's what it is.
Yes, it is.
It is Shiva
Y'all know
weekend.
me well. It is Shiva
Let
weekend.
the world
It
know.
does not stop till Monday morning. Y'all know me well. This is why we're sisters, because y'all know I don't just have a day.
No.
Usually I have a whole month, but I'm trying not to be that person anymore. But I do have a whole weekend, and nobody in this house needs to ask me for anything till Monday morning. Actually, probably Monday evening. I'm just saying.
Sounds great.
It is what it is.
Yes, all of that and then some more.
So happy Saturday, ladies. Our ladies are taking a retreat. It looks gorgeous. You guys look like you're happy and rested. How is the retreat going?
It's going well. It's really
so
nice.
good.
It's very quiet, which is kind of nice. You just want to, zen out, zone out, hear nothing.
Just nature.
Yeah, it's nice. I hope everyone should do something like this.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think everybody needs to take some time for themselves. I was trying to plan something for myself too, just me and my thoughts and planning, because I think that's so important. But you know who's not with their own thoughts? The ladies out here saying Ciara's prayer, thinking they're going to get a Russell Wilson. And so this week, on this week's show, we're calling it Same Men, Same Results. But before we get into it, as usual, we are going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes. Hi, everybody. This is Garcia, your girl.
Hey.
I'm so happy to be here with my Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Yes. We talk about all the foolishness that is going on the internet here. You're going to get a Black perspective. You're going to get the Black woman perspective. You're going to get the Black man perspective. And you're not just going to hear words that are going to please you. We're going to make you mad. You're going to be angry. You'll laugh, but you're not always going to like what you hear. But that's why we're here. We're here for love. We are showing you love. Every time we drop a gem, we're showing you love, and that's why we are here. So moving on to my girlfriend here,
yes,
Telly.
Girl. That's it. We're here. We're cursing you in love. we're in love. We don't mean it. We're just saying your backside. What did you expect? In this week's episode, oh wow, we're gonna put some reality in your insanity, because the insanity train's gotta stop. Hey everyone, this is Telly. We're going to put a stop to your insanity train. Like she was said in the beginning, same man, same results. You can pray to Ciara all you want, all the live long day. Shiva girl, listen, tell me who you is, girl.
Look, I am Shiva. They call me Shiva. I am the birthday girl. My birthday was November 19th, and I am celebrating me and all of me. I was not saying Ciara's prayer because my prayer would have gone no further than the ceiling. But you can't sing somebody else's prayer to get somebody else's man. That's just not how it works. So no Ciara prayer for me. But for those of you who want to know Ciara's prayer, I will be reading it for you, and we'll talk about that later. But before we get into the show, my other half, he'll introduce himself.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. It's probably 3 times we're in the building again. And I didn't know it was actually like a real thing. Like it was an actual prayer. So I'm very curious to hear this thing.
He had no idea. When I was talking to him, he's like, is that a real thing? I'm like, yeah, people have been asking for Ciara's prayer for years, and it's finally been revealed. And women are out here saying they're
woman situation, the Ciara prayer.
Oh God.
She's genius. Because I'm pretty sure she just was like, you dumb chicks keep asking me about this stuff, so let me just write down something.
You know what? I think that's true, eh? I do. Wouldn't that be hilarious? And she's like, okay, fine.
Probably.
Jot down some stuff.
Probably.
Plaster online. Say, there it is. There's the prayer.
Probably.
Do they actually think that she had this prayer
you might be onto something.
going into the situation? Like
yes.
this?
So the idea
Okay.
behind Ciara's prayer is because, of course, after Future and having little Future, she ended up with Russell Wilson. And we all know Ciara's dating past prior to Russell Wilson was not the best. So therefore, a lot of women, once Russell Wilson came on the scene and they saw how Russell Wilson adored Ciara, they thought she must have been praying some kind of prayer to go from Future and Bow Wow, and you told me 50 Cent. I didn't even know she had ever dated 50 Cent, and whomever, to a wholesome Russell Wilson. And of course, Russell Wilson, who also happens to be mega, mega rich, right? And he seems adoring and loving. And whether we like to say it or not, I think most women want their men to romance them and all of the things that at least they are created on the internet. That's what a lot of women thought. So they thought, damn, if Ciara can go from Future and his baby mama to Russell Wilson, we need to know that prayer.
Internet done really done a number on y'all.
Right? Right? I could talk for about 3 hours on this subject.
Listen.
Y'all believe anything.
Thank you, Dr. Shark says Russell Wilson might be a real asshole, but only time will tell. Listen.
That's true.
Dr. Shark, Rob and I had that whole conversation this week. Rob is out here saying, he's like, that whole relationship, they're capping. Tell him what you were saying, Rob. We had a whole
I never
conversation.
been a fan of the whole relationship. You know, Russell being like, I don't know, like if y'all remember in college, like Fellowship of Christian Athletes, like that's Russell Wilson. So how you go from being that guy dating Ciara, where again, sure she changed or whatever, but I never bought it. I never really bought into him being this wholesome. Like, man, you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. And I just, sister, thou protest too much. Like that, like when people go out of their way, like this is who I am, I usually look at it like that ain't who you are.
Well,
dropping a jam.
Dr. Sharp just threw another one in there. He said, Ike adored Tina too. I'm done. I'm done. We're done with the show. Thank you so much, everybody.
You would have never
It's been fun.
You would have never knew publicly till the movie came out.
Big facts. That is some big facts right there.
I mean, it's true.
That is, listen, and that's basically what Rob was saying. Rob was like, listen, it all sounds wonderful. It all sounds amazing. But this idea of them being so chaste and, Ciara gave up, having relations to be with Russell and they weren't just banging on the side and their PR created this whole scenario. And good for them, because I guarantee you the prayer I'm about to read, Ciara's actually making money off of this because it was added to Summer Walker's album.
Genius marketing.
Genius marketing.
Yeah, she wrote a song.
Yeah,
she's
like, y'all remember Joel Osteen? That's the someone I was bringing up to her. Like 10 years ago, Joel Osteen's public image was about as squeaky clean as ones can get. How is it doing these days?
Not good. Not very good.
I'm just saying. Like,
so, for those of you who want to know what Ciara's prayer is, I'm going to go ahead and read it. Let's talk. It is entitled Ciara's Prayer, and if you want to listen to Ciara read it herself, it is on Summer Walker's album, Still Over It, even though Summer Walker apparently said this prayer and still got a man just like London on the track, but I digress. I will say the prayer. Jesus, I need you. I don't fully understand everything right now, but I know you have great plans for me. I'm hurting, but there's purpose in my pain. I need you. I need you to restore my faith and love. Give me strength. I know I can't do it all on my own. I'm tired. I don't want to hurt no more. I don't want to feel like this ever again. Thank you for hearing my cry. Thank you for hearing my heart. I'll know you do what's right with it. Thank you for never judging me. I'm broken, but beautifully broken. I know you would help me put the right pieces together. I know my pain is not in vain. I know that my baby is the most precious gift you've given me in life, and I thank you for that. Thank you. Cover and protect us, Lord. I pray the next man in my life will be my husband. I pray he loves me, leads me, guides me, reassures me. I pray that he holds me. I pray that everything that I want and need in him, I pray he will love me the way you love me. Your love is unconditional. You are the way, the truth, and the life. In you, there's hope. Lord, you say, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. I believe in this pure love. This is what I want. Lord, thank you for reminding me who I am. I am a queen. I deserve to be treated like one. I am a warrior. I will get up. I am a child of God. I am everything you say I am. I am an overcomer. I am built for this, Lord. I am ready. In Jesus' name, amen.
Woo!
Amen.
Can you tell that I grew up in the church?
Hallelujah.
Shondo. Girl.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. No, now, first of all, I'm gonna say this. I'm like, okay, the prayer. I'm not actually gonna say anything mean or negative about the prayer. I think that's great. I think everyone should have some sort of spiritual life. I think it's important to have a prayer life. If this is Ciara's prayer, you know, I'm happy for her. Keep praying. It's good for you. I have no issue with that. My problem is that people think that they can literally go around and recite other people's things and get the same results. That's my issue. Because people are looking at the prayer, but they're not looking at Ciara. Now, we all remember when Ciara came out into the public eye. That girl, think of her and then picture Ciara today, who, as of recently, was in a video with Dr. Biden, the First Lady of the US, making a video about vaccinations for children. She has literally taken herself from the prodigy of Missy Elliott and uplifted herself up to the point where political figures want her represented in their videos. She did a major level up, just like her song. It wasn't just reciting a prayer. Ciara put in the work.
Oh, see, hold on. Say that word again. What she put in?
Work. Faith without work
is what?
Dead. You know, that's a saying that, you know, many people say you can have faith, but you've got to have the actions to go along with it. Now, yes, Ciara was praying for the next man, but she had to decide when she says that prayer, you think she's going to go out and look for another future? No, she didn't do that. She went out and said, look, I've got to start looking at the right guys. I don't need a man that's partying. I need a man that loves to do his job. I need a man that loves me. I need a man that wants to build a life with me. That's what I need. I don't need the guy that's going to take care of all the bottles at the club every weekend. And women are out here saying this prayer, but they're still looking for the futures.
And that's what the problem is with this prayer. Lil, I was saying on our planning call, Lil Duval addressed the whole thing with the Ciara prayer. He said,
yes, he did, and I've got his tweet right here.
Yeah.
Before you continue, Telly, let me read what Lil Duval said.
Yes, please do.
Y'all women know y'all don't want no Russell Wilson type. You'd be bored out your mind and cheating in a few years. Okay. He then followed up to say, newsflash, it's a lot of Russell Wilsons out here. Y'all just ignoring them because they not rich.
Thank you. That whole part.
You know where the Russell Wilsons are? In churches all around the United States of America and Canada and so forth. Those are the boring guys. And I'm not talking the ones who are capping. I have met some truly religious, steadfast men in my life. But they, to a lot of women, are boring. They don't want to be up in the club popping bottles. No. They don't want to be knowing what the latest, I don't know, Young Jeezy song, I don't know who is Young Dolph, whomever songs. They don't care about that stuff. They go to work, they come home, they have dinner, they do whatever. But that's boring to a lot of women because social media tells you you're supposed to be out there popping, locking, dropping, and doing all of that. So those men are overlooked. Those men are overlooked in high school. Those men are overlooked in university. And until those men get popping in their 30s and 40s to a lot of women, and popping means that they are now the high value men these women are calling Kevin Samuels asking for, they are ignored. So the kid, the black kid with the glasses in biology class who was getting all of the answers, he is Russell Wilson. But y'all don't want Russell Wilson. Y'all want the guy who's out there with the newest, flyest gear all throughout your 20s and sometimes into your 30s. And now you got 3 kids by 3 different daddies. Now you're on your knees thinking you're going to say Ciara's prayer and get your Russell Wilson next, girl. That prayer is not going no further than the ceiling.
No further than the ceiling.
Sorry, girl. I
no,
needed a
okay. I was agreeing with you. Your prayer isn't going anywhere. Like we were also discussing, you know, all these women are praying for their Russell, fine, but they're not changing who they are. They're still going, they're still fat, they're still eating whatever they want, they're still saying, take me as I am with my 400-pound self, their toxic brain, their trash shop, they have 16,000 kids behind them, but they're telling the man to take me as I am. And the problem with that is, they're there, fine, pray your Ciara prayer, although you're not Ciara, so you're in a completely different situation. And why I'm sure, as I was saying to you guys, that God is sitting up there looking down on all of them and saying, okay, so what are you getting me to work with? Because I can't sell you as you are.
As you are.
You don't even look like Ciara before Ciara was Ciara. So how am I supposed to market you to the public?
I'm telling you, Ciara did a lot of work. If you really look at how Ciara first was presented to all of us, you know, people would even make fun of her and say she was the broke down version of Aaliyah. Like, she lifted herself up to the point now where she is literally in the White House.
Well, that's it.
And
she did the work.
A lot of work went into that, physically, mentally, spiritually. And people aren't taking that to account. So you can recite a prayer that's not even yours, which I highly suggest you don't. But unless you're, because she said she's a queen, right? What do queens do? They value themselves so much that there's like a VIP door that you got to get through. You just don't, the queen doesn't just let everybody and anybody into her house. And Ciara, when she said that prayer, she established, yo, I'm a queen, so I am going to start restricting. I'm going to set up some boundaries so that I can filter properly, so I can get a man that's going to be valuable to me and actually work for me.
Before I let Rob talk, Dr. Shark actually has a comment, and I think it's a fantastic one. Do you guys mind reading it?
So, yes. He says they need to pray for happiness and a healthy self-worth.
Thank you.
He also said there are a lot of really good men out there, but sometimes you get what you allow, which is just that's just more confirmation for what I said.
Thank you, Dr.
Robbie, sometimes. I know he's been sitting here patiently beside me.
Listen, this whole thing is really kind of silly to me. Like I told you, internet got women so gaslit that they just believe anything. But the thing that I didn't really catch in that prayer at all was any type of like, don't God usually require repentance from you when you pray to him? Like, I'm sorry for what I did.
That's it, Rob. That's it. But remember,
remember though, Rob. Remember, we never do anything wrong. Everything we do is right.
I got it. Now, as a 45-year-old black man, I definitely get it. Like,
I'm just saying, I want people to see something. So apparently, Summer Walker has been saying Ciara's prayer. I'd like you, ladies and gentlemen, to see Summer Walker and her new dude.
In the club.
In the club.
So she's dating the same person that she just broke up with.
The definition of insanity.
In the club.
So
in itself says that guy is not trying to. That guy needs attention.
Yeah.
Absolute. Wow.
And I don't know if her attention alone is going to be enough to keep a fella that wears. Yeah, let me just shut up. You know, like I said, the repentance part, the I'm gonna do something different part, the like, I don't see how you can lose weight eating more.
Thank you.
Thank
Girl,
you.
listen, actually fair. She did say it after London, and still, this is the new man. Let
And
me
she gets,
show the picture again.
she gets
This
the
is the
perfect
man
copy.
that she claims to be the stepfather of her child born in March. Her child was born in March. It is now November. She's been calling this man the stepfather of her brand new baby since May. Apparently, he's an ex-boyfriend, and he's a stylist and whomever and whatever. But to me, I don't see, this is not Russell Wilson. Okay?
It is not.
This is not Russell Wilson.
Absolutely
What are you
Here's
saying?
the thing. Here's the thing, right? I want to bring up another couple that, you know, we and the internet feeds us couples all the time. We have Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz. We have John Legend and Christy, what's her face?
Tegan.
Yeah, Tegan. You know, we have these couples that are being presented. Even, you know, Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade, you know, we're presented with couples where it's like, look how great, look how wonderful, this is amazing, this is what you want. And I think that it in a real way, it is poisoning the way how people move in their life, because we are all sitting here trying to have these celebrity relationships where, as Rob said, we don't even know if they're actually real. Because I do know of couples that were fake.
Oh yeah.
You know, working in the entertainment industry for a while, sat down with publicists that literally sat down and planned how the relationship would work and sworn to secrecy.
Yep.
To the point where you're signing things and not saying it. This is a reality.
The entire show of Scandal was based on a fake relationship.
Yep. So
Listen. Having dated my share of pro athletes, I have been in situations where guys have left their girls, wives, kids after games, kissed them on the forehead, and I got in the car with my dude and we were all going to the club, and they were already on the phone with their side chick to tell the girl to meet, kiss their babies
Oh yeah.
on the forehead and their wives that they left at home.
Yeah.
And we're on the phone with side chicks. And there was one time when my dude was like, y'all don't remember Toshiba's in the car? Because I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not friends with these women. Not my life, not my problem. But again, curated lives of excellence and the pictures of the family and all that's so sweet. And listen, the kiss, the lipstick was still probably on the side of his face, but side chicks were ready to be at club to meet them to do what side chicks are. Please stop believing that this is accurate. There are plenty of Russell Wilsons in this world. Women, you don't want them. And until you change yourself, like Rob said, there was no repentance in that prayer.
No.
I'm going to go to him and say, Lord, forgive me for what I've done. Forgive the choices I have made. Lead me to a better path.
That sounds like a prayer.
right.
That sounds like a prayer, though.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. Because you're acknowledging that,
it doesn't
yo,
even sound
God,
like a
I don't
prayer.
know what I'm doing. I can't do this on my own. I need you. Right? And I think
That part. Repeat that part. I can't do it on my own. I need you.
Hold on. How dare you say that black women can't do it on their own?
No.
You know that we do everything on our own.
Humility, as we all have learned, humility will take you far. It'll take you far, right?
But we don't believe in humility. No, not humiliating us. No, you're not.
Listen.
Don't worry, Jesus. I got this. I don't need you. When I screw up horribly, then I'll come and say, God, hook me up.
And I'll recite someone else's prayer.
Someone else's prayer.
That's more what I'm accustomed to right there. That's that energy right there.
And that's the sad part. Like, it just seems like more and more the time goes by. We always talk about this, how people are so quick to believe a lie, and it's becoming more and more and more current, and it's becoming to the point now where, oh, well, I want the life that, I don't know, Denzel Washington has with his wife. I want the life that John Legend has with his, and my husband, he didn't give me a huge bear and take me to New York and Dubai, and like how
even the way how people are proposing now, it's like, if you don't take me to an Adele concert and propose to me, then we ain't getting married. It's like,
why do you all this pressure
this
on
is what the world is now.
That's where I'm at. Is
It's
where I think
scary.
on the flip side of that, this idolizing of celebrities and celebrity cultures and
Yeah.
celebrity life has left regular people unable to be unhappy in their regular lives.
Exactly. All of
And that's
that.
dumb to me. Like again, prior, like again, there's 40 years ago, 50 years ago, a lot of these people, I don't even think they would know what a Maybach was or what a luxury suite even looked like on the inside. Much like
True.
now, people with mediocre ambitions claim to want the finest things in life. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It is.
Oh, comparison is a thief of joy.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
is.
Dr. He coming through with that the reality.
How you gonna let somebody ride through on their new tricycle and make your tricycle that's 3 days old, and all of a sudden you like, because theirs is brand new. Like, come on, man. You got what you got. And God won't never bless you with more if you're not happy with what you got.
Exactly. Exactly. We're not practicing gratitude these days. We're like, oh, this man, he's good to me, and he takes care of me, he takes care of my children, but he didn't make my birthday party as big as Khloe Kardashian, so therefore he doesn't love me. So therefore, I need to go talk with him and make him feel bad that he could only afford this amount or this size of party for me. This is a world where people are literally breaking up because of comparison to celebrities. And this is why I love when Kevin Samuel says, listen, I never told you all that a high value man
was a celebrity.
Was a celebrity.
No. That's two different things.
I never told you that. He's like, I actually don't even consider them in that group because they are really, and it's true, they are in a different category. That's a different life. It's a different realm that you will never
earnings are front loaded. Athletes make most of the money that they'll make in their lives in their first quarter century of life.
Right.
Where else do you see that at?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Leo, it's abnormal for a 25-year-old millionaire. Y'all don't understand that because y'all let social media and this fake social media capital get you think, but that's not really sustainable because the moment the views drop, the checks stop coming in, and you have no infrastructure built to sustain that type of earnings. That's why you don't see people making money like that until 40s and 50s. That's a lifetime work of grinding to get to where it's at that point, not just we all upside down.
So I think the question, if women, and I think the point Garcia made in the beginning, Ciara did the work.
Yeah.
Forget her prayer.
Ciara,
the woman, from the little girl she was, again, the broke down Aaliyah that they were trying to make her, to the woman she is today with these 3 children and this man. She has evolved as an individual. She has evolved as a person. And after Future, and here was the thing I think what women need to realize. After Future and having a baby with him, she made a different choice. Okay? That baby changed the way she looked at how she was living her life. Now, her prayer may not represent that, but her actions do.
That's it.
Her actions showed, wow, I am now in a situation that I'm sure I didn't plan for, and I'm a celebrity that I'm now somebody's baby mama. And not just anybody's baby mama, Future's baby mama. And that don't look good, right? So her pedigree and her reputation, it didn't look good. She did not go out like Summer Walker and write some song calling 65th million baby mama, because we don't even know what number she is with Future, and I think she might be 4 or 5, but she did not do that. She said, I need to make a change because this is not what I want for my life. And we saw the evolution of Ciara from that point to where she is today.
Absolutely.
And until or unless you are willing to do the work, you cannot have a baby. You know what I'm saying to Rob? And I had to, because again, I had a baby at 21 and made a decision I never wanted to do it again. I was not interested. I wanted to raise my child, and my hope was in when I got to this age, I would, reap the benefits of what I had done with Tran, and now I could go out and live the life that I wanted to, that I couldn't live in my 20s and 30s. I made a decision never to do it again, ever. Okay, I said God could have come down. It would take God saying to Sheba, here's this man, have this baby, we'll be together forever, and this is life. I had no interest. So I was saying to Rob, I don't understand women putting themselves in a situation where they end up being a single mother to a child of a man who really isn't doing what he's supposed to do as a man, but then they rinse and repeat and go out and have a second baby or a third baby with the same type of man. It's like a rinse and repeat. Do you not learn your lesson? Because listen, at 21, I learned it very quickly. And Tran and my father were together for the first year of our life, and we were young. We didn't cap, we didn't pretend it wasn't going to work, and we tried to be good parents to her individually. But I was not going to rinse and repeat. Why? Why do you want to rinse and repeat?
It's kind of scary, and it seems like, and it's funny, Sheila, because you were 21, you were a young girl, and you already knew at that point, this is it. I'm tapping out. Good day, good night. And what's scary is that fast forward to now, and women are still thinking, okay, I'll have one more baby with this guy, and I'm sure that this time it will work for me. This time I'll capture him.
Going in with the wrong mindset.
And
children aren't here to buy you things. They're not here to buy you relationships. They're not here to solidify a relation. That's not what
children are for. And instead of them learning from their mistake, or from the situation, I should say rather, they figure, okay, let's do it one more time. It's like, I'm gonna take another hit, and I'm gonna take some more heroin one more time. I'm gonna, snort one more time. I'm gonna do this one more. How many one more times do you need before you drop dead?
But before all of that, I'm gonna quickly reset the room.
Right. Yes.
Thank you for listening and watching Not Your Typical Girl Talk. We talk about all the foolishness on the internet.
Too much foolishness
to cover. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform to share these words with you. Listen to us every Saturday on internet radio on Radio Regent at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, syndicated through iHeartRadio. And let's get back to this business here.
It just baffles me.
It's baffling. And again, as from a man who didn't even know this was a thing until I told him this was an actual thing. What advice from a male would you give to women, Robert, about this situation? Oh my God, your face is.
About what, like, if you're doing better with your choices?
What are you talking about?
Like, honestly, what I've kind of come to learn is, it does matter. Like, I think if women really looked at it like, when you have a person's child, you're bonding yourself to that person for life, then maybe they would not be so quick to make these decisions that I'm going to have that baby, because, and again, it sounds so crass, but it is what it is. Unprotected sex does not equal pregnancy, does not equal baby. You know what I mean? There's a lot of steps along the way before you get to, we were just casually having sex. Which, again, I feel like an old man sometimes, because I'm like, casual sex ain't casual no more, because the repercussions of it are just way too significant. And
definitely,
you might get a little STD or something like that, and that be all you get. Now you get a baby.
Yeah, a whole human.
I'm just saying.
No, it's true. It's true.
But for real, that's the consequence of casual sex in the modern world. It's babies.
That's it.
Because you cannot put it on some of these females to make a rational decision. Like, I don't even know this brother that good. Why am I going to have a child with him? They don't give these kids their father's last name. There's all kind of crazy stuff going on here, man. Like, how you going to name a child after yourself and then wonder why the dad is like looking at the kid sideways. Like he doesn't even have my name.
Because women are out here making babies all by themselves.
Looks like.
I have some advice for women. As someone who
That wasn't advice either.
It wasn't. It was a bit of a rant and a bit of a personal one, so I just stayed quiet for a little bit because that's his whole life. But I digress. Here is what I would say. If we all make mistakes, we all do. Mistakes are a part of life. Every single day you make a mistake, a misstep, a choice. I call them choices.
Yes.
Mistakes are simply choices that did not end up the way you had hoped that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Here is my advice. Make a different choice.
That's all.
I made different choices in my life after being a single mother at 21, 22. Well, I was single mother at 22. I made different choices. One was clearly not to have any more children, but one was to look at myself and say, what is it that I actually want for my life? I became one of those women who didn't focus on relationships. I focused on a career. I created a path for myself. I said, this is where I want to go. Garcia has been along on that journey for me for the last decade, right? I did it differently. I didn't focus on the men. I focused on, I have this child. I'm now responsible for this little human being, and I'm going to ensure that I work on giving her the best life that I can. And I did. My daughter has been, across the world. We have traveled. We have road trips. She has been in great programs. She's a competitive dancer. Her team is the current Canadian champion of Hip Hop International. She's doing a lot of things in her life. I invested in that. That was my focus. And if I was going to bring a man into my life, it had to be under particular circumstances because I was intentional. And when I did pray to God, and when I do pray to God, it was, God, I need you to help to guide me to the path that I want to go. But I'd already set that path out. I wasn't willy-nilly just doing whatever. I didn't go ahead and have somebody's baby again, and then again, and then again. No, I didn't do that.
Oh, and one other piece too, like since we are talking about that, and I think we had a conversation also. It's like when I think women also have to understand that no man has a higher motivation to take care of a child than his actual father.
Absolutely.
When you go into another relationship, that dude is not anywhere near as concerned, even if he's a great, amazing guy. You understand what I'm saying? He can't be have more at stake with that child than the child's actual father, even if he is a so-called deadbeat. That's still his kid. And I think kids ain't accessories, man.
And Ciara's prayer isn't going to get you a man like Russell Wilson just because you have memorized it and repeat it 3 times a day and go on your hands and knees and put your hands up and hallelujahs.
And I don't think Russell Wilson's Russell Wilson. I'm not the only guy that feels that way.
And I'm just gonna say this too, like as a how for women, invest in yourself. Decide that you're going to, okay, here are some things that I could change to elevate myself. You know what? I've always been good at this. Maybe I should take a year and focus on this thing and reach this goal. Like take your mind off of how am I going to, because sometimes I think we spend so much time in the how.
That's true.
That we ignore the actual, sis, if you just kind of maybe invested in yourself a bit. And I don't know what that looks like for everyone. It's going to look different. But I find that for me, in my personal journey, I found every time I decided I'm going to invest in myself, it elevated me more and more and opened up more opportunities, more ideas. But that stuff doesn't happen when you're deciding, well, I'm just going to sit here and ask God to help me, even though I don't really want his help because I got this and I don't need to repent for nothing. I don't need to be aware of nothing. I don't need to change. I'm good as I am, but I want God to help me though.
Okay.
I have a suggestion because Garcia, you're right. Here is the thing. You want a man who is into the finer things in life. then you need to figure out how you can put yourself in a position that you know about the finer things in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know when to go to an art gallery instead of the club. Learn about art.
I love art gallery.
Learn about politics. Learn about whatever it is, because again, when you decide this is the picture of the man that I want, the man that you want, that is the Russell Wilson, doesn't care about Summer Walker and London and the Track and what happened with the baby and Danny Lee. And quite frankly, we don't either. We only do it for the show. Okay? If it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't know none of it because I don't care. I simply don't. Rob and I were having a conversation about, being in Arizona and Arizona not having what I want. And he was like, you're a business-minded woman. Go ahead and create it. You are in a space where you can go and speak to pretty much anybody in this state, and they would sit down with you and have a conversation because you're so well-rounded and you've done this. My resume speaks for itself. I could send someone my resume and say, look at the things I've done in my career. This is what I'd like to, sit down and discuss with you. But if you don't have that level of pedigree, how do you think you're getting a Russell Wilson? Your pedigree, look that up for the ladies who understand the word pedigree. Your pedigree only, no offense to the futures, but it only gets you that. If you don't have a Russell Wilson pedigree, if you don't have a Michael B. Jordan pedigree, you will not get and sustain them. Getting a Michael P. Jordan to boink you and be up on your pom-pom is very different than getting a Michael B. Jordan to wife you up. Say what you want about Lori Harvey, and she has a certain level of pedigree because of the family she was in.
Yeah, absolutely.
She does.
Yeah.
You look at a man like a Van Jones, because sometimes his name gets mentioned so much. And even people were like, oh, maybe Kim Kardashian will go get him. Even Kim Kardashian admitted he would never date me. I am not of his caliber. He would look at a woman like me and be like, no. She knows that she doesn't have what it takes to be with a man like Van Jones.
And that's
Kim Kardashian.
People are living in delusion.
And I think dudes just inherently understand that the woman that we want, our dream girl or whatever, it's going to take some work to get her. Like, women don't seem to want to be really on board with that. Like, everybody wants to be snatched, right? But when you talk about getting in the gym for 3 or 4 hours and moving weights around and cardio and all of that, all of a sudden, a lot of the population falls off because they don't want it that much.
All of a sudden.
Oh! How badly do you want something?
That's what I'm saying. People say they want stuff, but then they got a list of all the things that they
won't do to get it.
Won't do. And to my knowledge, when you want something, that list is short and you go after that thing that you say that you want. So again, I think it's just a lot of cap. Like, of course, every woman says, I want to be snatched. But I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's cap because put them in the gym and give them an opportunity to be snatched.
Rob, can they even
and most of them need to go to Jamba Juice and get smoothies.
Not Jamba Juice.
That's just how I feel about it.
A gym.
And the thing is that
they know what a dumbbell is.
And the thing is that we're also in a culture right now where, and Telly knows this because we have been through it, we'll be walking over to the gym, we'll be putting on our leggings to go work out, and you'll have friends, oh, you're fine. You look fine.
No, I don't.
I'm like, listen.
They're more happy
girl.
with the things
I'm
they're
like,
happy
listen,
with.
I know
listen, the reason why I still get checked
is because I work out.
Is because I am trying my best to stop time.
I'm trying to slow down by my time.
I'm trying to stop time.
I work out 7 days a week.
I'm trying to stop time. That's why I look the way I look.
Thank you.
You want the result more than you don't want to work out, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, again, some of them, they get in the gym, they do 3 sets on the squat machine, and then it's like, hello, turkey elbow ain't that bad. You know, I can work with this. You know, I'm jumping in a bodysuit.
And there was this girl there. We were there busting our butts out. She was just there in her nice leggings set, But she had her whole tripod set up.
Yeah, she was just
Behind
there
her
doing
tripod.
IG live and
for
doing
social
squats.
media.
She did 5 squats
She
and
did
then
it for about
stopped her
5
live
minutes, stopped,
and went back to the
packed
change
up
room.
her tripod, went up to the change room,
I was like,
and left.
you just see what that
Yes.
did 2 spots.
Stop
I
this!
was like, wait, what? That's the world we live in. And I'm sure if you go to her Instagram, oh, I'm a workout freak. I live in the gym. Oh, what I will do is burn my burn.
And yes, here we are right here, our listeners talking about they invest in themselves. They take their vitamins. They're eating the right foods. They're trying to nourish their bodies, right? Like, when you're doing those things, you're telling everybody around you, yes, I want to be snatched, or you know, I want this, I want that. That means you're not gonna be cruising to McDonald's, you know, every day for lunch. You are gonna make your salad, make your sandwich.
And I also love her when Cass said, you know, they take 12 multivitamins a day, because there is such thing as skinny fat. We're okay, fine, you're skinny, but you're still fat. You're still fat. You can be skinny. Don't let the skinniness fool you. Because listen, I personally don't want a man that has high blood pressure, hella diabetes, you have all these fibroids and all this stuff. I don't want that. And you should want it for yourself.
Here is the word that just came up, and it's why I had my hand up. It's called investment. You invest into yourself when you want something. And believe it or not, there is a level of the universe giving you back what you invest in yourself. The universe doesn't give you back something you are not. So therefore, if you are not the caliber to attract a Russell Wilson type man, that is not what the universe is going to give you. Again, going on your hands and knees and putting your hand up to the Lord and repeating Ciara's prayer is not going to get you Russell Wilson. Ladies, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you've been bamboozled. If we're the first ones to tell you, we hope you enjoy the information, because that's not going to do it. You have to make a decision. If I want a Russell Wilson, I can no longer entertain futures.
You know, if they want to say a prayer so quickly, go memorize the Lord's Prayer. Memorize that. You're so quick to memorize Ciara's prayer. Go memorize the Lord's Prayer. And
live it the way that really is intentional. Because yes, you're remembering Ciara's prayer when you've had enough of the dating world. But were you remembering those same principles before? You know, and as you live your life, how are you living it? Are you living with intention? Because it's so easy to recite something. It's very easy. We all, you know, for the Black community, a lot of us went to Sunday school. We know what it was to recite all those verses and all that stuff. It's easy. But when it comes time to doing the work, like, it might look like going to the gym. It might look like taking a class. It might look like, you know, going to the museum, going, you know, wine tasting and learning about the nodes of wine and all of this stuff, you know, all of this stuff. But it's up to you to make that choice to say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to better myself for me. When you better yourself for yourself, you don't need to even pray nothing.
No, it's kind of like a magnet. The man will naturally find you. Love yourself first. How is someone going to love you if you can't even scour your skin? How somebody don't even take a shower? Much more.
Let me also add, the Russell Wilsons of the world and the futures of the world are generally not in the same room. Sounds terrible. It is in the real world, not in the celebrity world, not in the internet world, in the real world. The CEOs are not necessarily going to be, and I know Power will make you believe it, and BMF and all of these different shows will make you believe that the CEO and the local hood drug dealer are in the same room. Until the drug dealer has decided to elevate himself and he becomes a CEO, so the other CEOs respect it and not based on his drug dealing past, that's when they're in the same room. It's funny. This is a really good, the game has reprised itself.
Yes.
The game has a new season. In episode number 3, I'm going to ruin it for you. Malik wants to be an owner of a team. Malik starts being around the owner of the team he wants to own, and he comes home and says, I shouldn't even be in the conversation. I'm not on that level yet. I don't speak their talk. I have the money, but I'm not at the level of the ownership. I don't even know if I should be in this room. Just like you were saying about Kim Kardashian, right? Here are people recognizing I have what it looks like, but when I sit in those rooms, it's an uncomfortable place to be. I've sat in rooms with some of the highest level lawyers in this world. Garcia will tell you. And I did perfectly fine. What did I do? I made sure to find out about their world. I immersed myself. I made notes. I would find out things and learn. And I also, again, because I grew up with a father of a certain pedigree, I was groomed a certain way in order to understand as a woman, as a professional, how to navigate through those spaces. And so I do very well in that world. And I do very well in what they would call the ghetto world. I do, because I've learned, you need to learn how to navigate the world you want to be in. Because I'm sorry, if all you've ever seen and think is life as power, that ain't it. It doesn't happen. It's not real world.
Yeah.
Immerse, read. Ladies, I'm going to give you the quickest thing. Read. Read a lot.
It's free.
Read.
Read an actual
Not
book.
Instagram, babe. I mean, read books.
Books. Not flipping through the magazine.
Read newspapers. Read the Globe and Mail. You want a high value Russell Wilson, read the up and coming people in the 40 under 40, the 30 under 30. Read, what are those men about? What do those men like to do? Make your list. Like, I'm serious. That is how you get those type of men. Find out where they're going. Find out what they want to do. I was like, again, I was saying to Rob today, I was like, there is no place in where we live that I would ever spend New Year's Eve. It's not the classy vibe. And so he was like, babe, then find a way to create it. It's not here. You're not, the places we walk into, we don't fit in. Like, we want to be at the W with Black people, and that's not the case. So he was like, go create it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're laughing, so go ahead.
You're going crazy with your hands today.
Sorry.
I've been like, for the last 10 minutes, I've been scared. Like, she's just going to punch you in the face at any moment now. So I've just been standing back here like,
yeah, if you are listening to this on the radio, you're
I'm done.
But I fully agree. You know what? You know where I've met a lot of well-to-do men, and I didn't even go there purposely to meet these people, and Tully will know, but horseback riding.
Oh, yeah.
If you like animals and can do it,
really good men
horseback riding will introduce you to a lot of well-to-do men. However, you do need that prestige, the caliber to carry on a conversation, because they're going to talk to you about horses, what the latest news is in the world, the weather in places like Australia. They are going to go through all of those. And if you can keep up a conversation like that, you're going to do very well. But again, do you believe that you can be better? Because a lot of people think that they're fine just as they are. They don't need to change, and they don't need to be better. Yes, you're worthy. You are worthy and you're deserving, which is why you should want to improve, because there's a higher self. There's someone that can start an event at a classy hotel for the well-to-do people like Toshiba of Arizona, and you can create that experience, that world, so people that don't want to go to specific places can come to another and have a classy New Year's. Like, these are possible, but first we have to realize that here are the things that I need to do better.
But that's the problem, because we're living in a society where you're fine. You don't have to do anything.
Well,
just sit there.
You're gonna
and pray.
You're gonna be
pretty.
stuck.
Sit there and be pretty, and let the gorgeous men of the world find you. And
not that far. They're not gonna find you, girl.
They're not gonna find
you.
They're not.
You're not in the same place. You're not in the conversation. You're not in the same places there are. And I'm
No.
sorry. Like, it's so upsetting. Like when I actually, because remember when we found out Ciara's prayer was actually on Summer Walker's album, it was added after. And Garcia was like, hold on, I just looked at this list. When the hell did Ciara's prayer get on it? But again, because you got fourth baby mama, oh my Lord, I'm going to have Ciara's prayer in there and everybody's going to think my life is better. But I just showed you Summer Walker's men. Ciara prayer ain't working for her. It's the same type of men. The type of men, the type of men,
I
the type of,
I think Ciara, I agree with you, Robbie. I feel Ciara just wrote that prayer for the album to get paid, and she got her shot.
Just made that up,
I
right?
think that's what happened.
And when you're attracting these men,
really
ask
do.
yourself, why do I keep on attracting this specific type of person?
Oh,
That's on you. I'm sorry. I said it to myself. I'm like, why did I keep on attracting these unreliable? I'm like, oh, it's on me. And then I went and I worked.
But that's another problem. Once again, we're
Spend a
told
lot of money in therapy.
that
It
we're
did
fine.
wonders.
And Black people don't want to do therapy.
Okay.
We don't want to go to therapy.
we don't go to therapy. We go to church and we recite for prayer.
And we say Shando 3 times. We roll on the floor and
No,
expect
Shando.
God to just have a Shanda.
And the thing
that's
is,
it. That's not how it works.
I consider myself a spiritual person. I grew up in a
It's not
Christian
how it
home.
works.
And I did all the things. I know all the things, but I still had work to do.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sorry, I wasn't sitting on a couch with Jesus and discussing my issues out loud.
No.
Listen, before we wrap up, I'm going to summarize what Garcia just said to make it very simple for you ladies. You are the common denominator in everything that happens to you. That's basically what we're saying. I am the common denominator in everything that happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
And why do these things happen to me? Because of the choices that I make. And if I want different results, I have to make different choices. Not say Ciara's prayer. And with that, we're going to have our final thoughts.
So my final thought is, nothing is wrong with being inspired, by someone. If you're looking at Ciara and you're like, I'm so inspired by her life, I want a life like that. What you start doing is saying, okay, I'm not going to be an R&B singer, and the man that I eventually meet, he may not be a football player. However, let me see what I can do. What is Ciara doing? Okay, well, looks like she's reading more because, she's doing all of these serious political things. So I'm going to read more. She's always in great shape. So I'm going to work and be a healthy human being. I'm going to do the things that I need to do. I'm going to become financially educated. I'm going to learn about what's happening in the world. And I'm going to, do all these things. And if I need to pray, I'm going to make my own prayer for my situation. And that's it. And then become a better person.
That's all.
Don't look at these Hollywood relationships and compare it to your life, because you'd be very surprised what the reality is of a lot of these relationships.
Girl, that part. Honestly, my final takeaway. Well, side note, I still agree with you, Rob. I really do think Ciara wrote that prayer for the album. But aside from that, my final takeaway is, if you want better, then do better.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Get out!
That was my final thought. If you want better, do better. There was nothing else that I needed to say, girl. We good. Robbie 3 times?
I'm gonna recommend for some of our female listeners that they do something that I had to do, which is you sit back at the people that you have children with, and regardless of how you may feel about them now, you have to account for the fact that at one point you liked them enough to be having sex with them, and figure that part out.
Right there.
All of that.
Everyone that says that her baby dad is trash, but it's like, then how was you sexing him down?
I mean,
Just thought.
Up and jams.
I mean,
Okay. I mean,
I had to do it. I'm just saying, it worked for me. It got me to figure out stuff in the show.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right. And Telly's
You
gonna
know?
fix that now.
You know, that's why I love this show. The gems that are being dropped. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching and for listening. Don't forget to follow us right here on our Instagram if you're not following us already. We go live every Saturday. Yeah, I can't talk. Every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a Facebook group, Facebook, Meta, whatever it's called. We have it. Find us on Facebook under the name Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Join our Facebook group. And we have a YouTube channel. You can watch our show from day one up to now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a comment, like it. You want to get our message out to the world. And like Kirsten was saying before, we do a podcast. It airs on iHeartRadio and Radio Region. A huge thank you to both of them. This is Kirsten. I am Kelly. We got Queen Shiva. We got Reverend Rob times 3. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Think about it.
Have an awesome day, night, week, wherever you are on the planet. Till next time. Oh. I don't know what's happening, but.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy Saturday.